This learning manifesto starts with telling you what I am truly passionate about as a teacher. This is a list that is not static. It seems to change and grow daily with each new experience. I will start with what I strive for. These goals are not necessarily in any order. Helping kids discover their potential, inspiring my students to want to learn, connecting with kids, and using technology innovatively. I am discovering new ways to build upon my passions every single day. One of the rules I live by is that I can always learn, and I am always learning. I model this for my students. I dislike the saying, "You can't teach an old dog new tricks." So far in this course, we have learned a lot about Dr. Carol Dweck's growth mindset theory, the universal design for learning, and the COVA learning approach. Let me talk about each one. The growth mindset is a state of being we all should struggle to embrace. Growing up, outside of school, I think I experienced the growth mindset, but my K through 12 experience while attending classes definitely required me to use my fixed mindset. I hope to change that way of thinking in my present-day classroom. This touches on one of my passions, which is helping kids discover their potential. I have learned that the way to push my students towards a growth mindset is to use the words that convey yet. I want to help each student discover what he or she really wants to do in their life and to lead them in the right direction. Just like the fireman that saved his teacher's life, according to Sir Ken Robinson in one of his TED Talks. I hope to empower my students to take charge of their own destiny and develop a passion for lifelong learning. I can do this by using the Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. I have been teaching since 1996, and I will be the first to admit that my teaching style was not very diverse. Time to throw that image out the window. If I want to reach another of my teaching goals, which is inspiring my students to want to learn, I have to figure out how to help them learn. Step on up, UDL. I need to find multiple ways of introducing content to my students, build upon their past experiences, and retrieve knowledge that they have already acquired. This will make their learning genuine. Next, I need to allow students to express what they have learned through different platforms. Maybe one student is good at writing, and another has a flair for drawing. Let them use a method they choose to show how much they've learned. Technology can allow my students to tour the Louvre in France and feel like they are almost there in person. Today, the sky's the limit. Heck, that term is even outdated. I'm certain I could find a tour of the moon online. Another one of my goals is to connect with kids. I believe all the strategies I have mentioned will just naturally develop a connection. The COVA approach will strengthen that connection. If the COVA approach is used in a classroom, learners feel a sense of empowerment. If kids feel good about what they are doing in a class, a connection will occur. The kids will feel as though you really care about their learning because you, as the teacher, are giving them the freedom to learn. This instills the want to learn. Thus, what has developed? Lifelong learners. All of these goals I have listed were directed toward what I want to be as a teacher. I can wear the same hat as a learner and incorporate the same goals in my learning journey. In my mind, teaching and learning go hand in hand. One of the issues related to digital learning and leading is the lack of access to technology. Thankfully, this is not an issue in my district, but I can see it hindering the learning process at other schools. Learners without access to the internet at their homes can also be an issue. Some families just financially can't afford internet access. Those kids are missing out on flipped classroom experiences and access to a world only available online. I wish all school districts could do what the schools in Coachella Valley, California did. The superintendent put routers in 8 of their 100 school buses and parked them in various neighborhoods overnight. Instant Wi-Fi so students could stay connected. How cool is that? This example brings me to what I believe is right and wrong in education. The actions of the superintendent in Coachella Valley is something that is right in education. The new ideas slowly taking place about how learners actually learn is what's right in education. What's wrong in education? is also the new ideas slowly taking place. Why? Because the change is taking place too slowly. The world we live in is fast-paced and education needs to keep up with the demands of the population. My school is rich in technology, but a lot of that technology is unfortunately the $1,000 pencil. There are a few teachers that really embrace technology, but sometimes I feel like I belong in one of Sesame Street's boxes. You know, one of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong. My core belief is that in order to develop 21st century learners, technology's full potential must be tapped. Teachers and learners just need to go for it. Remember, the sky's not the limit.